Hi guys, welcome back. Um, okay, we're doing a reading for Leo. Uh, this is whatever you need to know. All right, Leo. Yeah, I took a shower and then fell asleep with my hair wet, and it starts to grow and do whatever it wants. So don't mind my hair. All right, Leo, what do you need to know right now? Leos. When I was doing my meditation, I don't know, my nose is like super dry, and I don't know if it's anyway. When I was doing my meditation, when I don't know if you guys still do this, but I haven't done this in such a long time. But when I was young, I used to lay down on the floor on my back. I don't know why I feel like I look so weird. Okay, whatever. And I would look at the clouds, and I would stare at the sky while it was during the day, not at night. And I would just kind of cloud gaze or cloud watching, whatever it's called. And that's what I saw in my meditation for you guys. So I don't know if some of you guys are doing that. If it's you're called to like kind of connect with grass and kind of like cloud gaze. Yeah. Something about signs, or something about signs. Yeah, you being sent signs. Okay, Leo. Leo, what Leo needs to know right now. Going forward. Going forward. And this is giving with the yellow, I don't know if you can see that. Is my camera dirty or is it the light? It's like the yellow brick road. It's giving the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. I feel like you've been, it's getting lost in the poppy field. Poppy field? Is that what it was? Where it put them to sleep? Like you got lost in the poppy field, and it was almost like you were resting constantly and you were sleeping. And you got woken up, and now it's time to move forward, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Voyage. Yeah, it's giving like you're going off on an adventure. You're going off on an adventure. I don't know if you're traveling soon. I don't know if somebody's traveling to you, but it really is adventure. And then it says security at the bottom with solitude. Yeah, you're going forward on a venture, but you're going to be secure. Leos, I don't know if right now you guys are feeling confused. Because I'm feeling very confused. And I don't know why. I don't know if you guys are confused about the future. I don't know if it's because you can't see the future. I don't know if because I feel like for your security, Leos, you guys are only being given um like certain amount of information, if that makes sense. And you're not being given a lot of information, so that makes you confused because obviously if you don't know where you're gonna go, you're gonna be confused, right? There's a need to release. I mean, obviously you can be confused. There's just kind of a need to release because they are saying you are secure. We are watching over you. Like we're gonna help you cross. If you see there's a whale carrying another whale in a nest over like crossing oceans, are crossing like dangerous waters. But they are saying you are being secured. Sorry, put my phone on silent. Okay, let's go deeper. What's this card? Enlightenment. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue to go deeper because I do feel a tiny bit. Yeah, let's just keep on going. All right, let's start clarifying. Watch my other phone start ringing. Oh my gosh. Nobody ever calls me, but then I turn on the camera and all of a sudden, oh my god. The Eight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it feels like for a long time there was no forward movement. Excuse me, I don't know why I have the hiccups. I'm getting a lot of physical things in your reading. It feels like for a long time there was no movement, or there was something that you couldn't walk away from. It was like you were stuck in some kind of cycle of repeat, and it's giving Groundhog Day, honestly. It's giving Groundhog Day. But like I said, again, it's almost like in that poppy field where you kind of got lost. You kind of just fell asleep, because in the poppy field, wasn't it like, I don't remember if it was a poppy field, but wasn't it the poppy field that put him to sleep? Yeah, I think it was. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a while. But with the Eight of Cups in reverse, it feels like there's been no movement for a really long time. In any of your endeavors, it feels like no matter what, you couldn't move forward. It was almost like you were in a repeat cycle of, again, I just keep on seeing Groundhog Day. But you are moving forward now. It's almost like the loop is stopping, and there's going to be an exit where you're going to be allowed to move forward. You're finding your way back to the yellow brick road, and you're starting to move forward onto an adventure. And I am hearing an adventure. It's not like you're going on some kind of new endeavor. Okay, Leos, let's keep going. Yeah, with the Seven of Swords, it felt like you were in a cycle of every path that you took was a lesson here. Every path you took was a lesson. You were dealing with people that were even like jobs, even like it was just almost like you were in a cycle of a lesson, and it was repeat. Like every person you met became a lesson. Every person you met, you were a mirror to. It was the same old shit, same old person, different body. I feel like there was differences, right? But it was always like, God, it's always like, this is just another person that I have to learn a lesson from. It's not a person that's coming in, being authentic, being different, being, wanting to see me. It's just another person. It was like you were batting them out left and right. It was almost honestly like you were just kind of like doing batting practice with karma, and you were just laying them out one after the other, one after the other, after the other, after the other. That's really what it's giving. And there was nothing that was actually genuine and sincere. I mean, you have your people in your life, that very small and few I'm getting, that were, you did have in your life. But for the most part, every person that you met was just another fucking lesson. It was, again, like repeat, like same shit, different body. Same shit, same lesson, different scenario. It was just like, what? Get me out of this fucking nightmare. I feel like you've gotten a lot of, oh shit, of karma out of the way. It was almost like you were stuck in a loop of karma, and you were literally taking them out one by one by one, one by one. And it's because you were meant to do that in this lifetime. Not only that, it was almost like you learned a lesson. You learned it was like, okay, you learned a new technique, and basically you went on to perfect the fucking technique. Is what you did. That's exactly what you did. Okay, with the sun, yeah, with this voyage, and the Two of Swords, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah, at the bottom of Five of Wands, right? Yeah, no, it feels like you're releasing anything and everyone that came across you the wrong way. You're no longer dealing with any of this shit. You're releasing yourself of this cycle. You've learned the pattern, you've learned the lesson, you've perfected it. It's time to move the fuck out of this. You're moving towards the sun. You do have options here, though. There are things that are still coming back, almost to say, almost like to tempt you to see if, like, are you done, or do you want to continue to be locked in this cycle? Do you want to continue to be learning the same lessons over and over again? With the Queen of Cups in reverse, you're like, fuck no. No, we're not doing that. These people are manipulative. These people are gaslighters, you know. You've learned this lesson, and there's no reason. These people are rivals to you. There's no reason to stay in this loop anymore. And I can see that you're going to move forward with you finding the yellow brick road, and then voyage. You're being moved to a secure place, and it feels like you're actually being, like, held and moved. So, like, these people can't reach you. I just see people trying to reach you. It's like that crab in the bucket theory, right? When one crab's trying to crawl out of the bucket, they all reach out for them to try to pull them down. But you guys are waking up from your poppy nap, and you guys are finding the yellow brick road. The yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. And I feel like watching that movie. Yeah. Yeah, with the Six of Cups. Yeah. It felt like people that you were dealing with, you felt like strong connection, but really what that was it was a strong pull for that lesson, right? People always ask, oh, how could you have let that person do that? Because there was a strong connection, because there was a lesson that needed to be learned. But now what's happening is that you have new soul family coming in. And I feel like this is for the collective. I feel like this is honestly, I've seen at least 3 readings now where you have community coming in. Your community. People that are actually going to come in and be there for good reasons, to equal give and take, you know, that people that are going to help you learn, people that are not going to, like, talk shit behind your back or try to pull you down, right? Whenever you're in those situations, you're in a situation of learning. And until you have a person that's like equal give and take, whenever you moved into a different timeline, right? When you have more than one person, especially. Yeah, with the Six of Cups, it feels like this is a lesson that you've been learning since childhood. You're just barely coming out of this loop. You could even have people from the past coming back, like I said. But these are people like maybe from like a long time ago, or just people that are meant to be in your lives with the Six of Cups, that are now coming in, but they're like your community. I always used to say to people, like, well, I have one friend that I can talk to who understands me, but I would always tell him, you know, people don't understand my language. Like, I speak, and it's like I'm speaking a different language, even though it's English, right? But because this threw out too many, I'm just going to take this bottom one. Yeah, death. Yeah, you're ending that cycle. You're absolutely ending the cycle, and that fell on the Seven of Swords. Death. Death to the treachery. You're ending this cycle. And you're moving in onto the sun. The Seven of Wands. You're being very protective right now. There's a time to have high boundaries. There's a time to, and that's okay. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with having high boundaries, especially now that you've learned that not anyone can have access to your energy. Not anyone can have access to your life, because you've seen that people will come in and destroy your shit and not give a fuck about what happens to you or your people, right? They don't care what happens to you, your life, none of that. So now you have your boundaries way up, and that's fine. That's fine. Allow people to show you who they really are, and that's when you start to lower your boundaries. I do feel like there's going to be in total, not all together, but in total, 7 different people. I'm getting a lot of 7s in this reading. Yeah. With the 3 of Wands, falling on the 2 of Swords. This is a part that I feel confused on. Like every time I get here, it's almost like you're confused on what are you confused about? You're confused as to like your 10 of Pentacles and your Ace of Cups. You're not sure which one to take with the Moon. You're not sure who it is. You're not sure who it is. You don't need to be sure of who it is. You'll know who it is when they come in, and you'll know who it's not when it comes in, right? With the Queen of Cups in reverse, anybody that comes in manipulative, anybody that tries to play games with you, anybody that isn't at least trying to be transparent with you, that's not your person. And if they've already done damage to you in the past, I feel like if there isn't a wholehearted, like, I'm sorry, with a change of behavior, that's a hard no. And if it was ABUSIVE, that's a hard pass. Like, those people never get access back to you, ever. So you might have options in the future. I feel like the options that you have, you're really, all you have to do is just allow yourself to see how you want to feel for the rest of your life. Maybe you have a couple really good options. If you have one that's like, and the other one's like, great, then we know what you want to choose. But if you have 2 really great people, well, then just tell yourself, how do you want to be treated? Allow yourself to be seen and allow yourself to be treated a certain way. Or allow them to treat you how they're going to treat you. And make sure that you use the Hawthorne effect, which is one of my biggest tools. I allow you to say and do whatever the hell you want. And even when I catch you in a lie, I say nothing. I say nothing. I shut up. I keep that in my back pocket, but I say nothing. And I continue to watch you, and I continue to like to see if your words match your behaviors. See how you behave when you think I'm not looking. See how you behave when I'm not around, right? And as a tarot reader, it's a little bit easier, you know, with, I'm not just a tarot reader. I read intuitively, so I get downloads constantly all day of stuff that's going on. So I know even when you're not around me how you're behaving, right? So it's almost like that. It's almost like, you know, using the Hawthorne effect to make sure that you know who you're dealing with. And you'll always be guided to exactly who you are. And if you're not sure, ask the universe, show me exactly who these people are. And they'll show you exactly who they are. they'll be triggered to behave the way that they are, so that you can see beyond their facade, if they have one. Yeah, with the world. Yeah, you're closing off a cycle here. You're closing off a cycle here with the world and the King of Cups in reverse, which is manipulative. Somebody who's manipulative, somebody who's cold, calculating, who, yeah, no, you're closing off a cycle here, and you'll know exactly who you need to cut off to close off this cycle. Okay, Leos? Like, you'll know exactly who this is. All right, let's get you some guidance from the universe, or a postcard from the universe. I don't know why this one's calling me. All right, it says, Dearest you, we have a secret for you. The more you think you know, the less you actually do. So if you are willing to keep an open mind, you will avoid the narrow confines of the know-it-all and open up to the unlimited potential that can be discovered only by the curious optimist. Curiosity allows you to discover new things, see the world from a different perspective, and find answers to questions you might not even know you have right now. Whatever is going on, it's important to know that you are not aware of all the aspects, or if you need to see to make an informed choices. You might be projecting a story that isn't totally true. So moving forward, your mantra could be, I don't know, or that's interesting. As you keep your mind and heart open to new experiences and a richer existence overall, all of us here want you to be all you can be. We are cheering for you. Can you hear us? Yeah, what did I say? Like, it feels like you're not being showed everything. Like, you can't see forward. And that's for a reason. And I actually had a thought back then and I lost it. And the reason is, like, I don't know if you've seen, like, the movies where people have gifts and stuff. And it's almost like you're not showing the reason so that you don't have that information. So that information can't be viewed by other energies and entities, if that makes sense. So you're not being given specific information so that you don't have it. People can't see it. They can't take it from you, right? They can't see where you're going because you're closing off this cycle. And once this cycle is closed, they no longer have access to you. But until you close off this cycle where you're going to, people are still doing, like, readings on you, stuff like that. Like, it does feel like you are being watched. And so if you don't have that information, you can't give it away because it's not in your psyche. And this is why they're giving you, like, almost like breadcrumbs, so that you can't see where you're going, because that way you can't give it away and you're not followed. Okay? All right, Leos. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.